There is a fundamental misunderstanding in modern society about what it means to be a good person. We equate goodness with harmlessness. We look at a person who is quiet, submissive, and never causes conflict, and we call them virtuous. But Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist who mapped the deepest regions of the human unconscious, disagreed. He argued that there is a massive difference between being good and being harmless. Think of it this way: a rabbit is harmless. It cannot eat a wolf. It cannot kill. But the rabbit is not virtuous. It is simply weak. It has no choice but to be peaceful. Virtue requires capacity. To be truly good, you must have the capacity to be dangerous, to speak your mind, to defend yourself, to cause harm if necessary, and then the self-control to choose not to. Jung called the part of us that holds this capacity the shadow. It is the dark, repressed basement of the human psyche where we hide our aggression, our lust, our greed, and our desire for power. Most people spend their lives pretending the shadow doesn't exist. They act nice. But Jung warned that the shadow does not disappear just because you ignore it. In fact, the more you repress it, the darker and denser it becomes, until one day it explodes. To become a whole person, you must stop running from your darkness and turn to face it. To understand the shadow, we must first understand its opposite, the persona. The persona is the mask we wear for the world. It is the socially acceptable version of yourself. It is the employee who smiles at a boss they hate. It is the partner who says "I'm fine" when they are furious. We need the persona to function in society. It is a necessary social lubricant. But the danger comes when you identify only with the persona. If you believe you are the mask, if you believe you are purely a nice, kind, rule-following citizen, you create a split in your psyche. You begin to lie to yourself. You deny your own capacity for evil. Jung famously wrote, "The line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being." If you think the line divides you, the good person, from them, the bad people, you are in a state of dangerous delusion. This repression creates resentment. The nice guy who never sets boundaries eventually becomes bitter, passive-aggressive, and spiteful. He hates the world because he feels trampled by it, unaware that he is being trampled because he refuses to show his teeth. So what exactly is inside the shadow? It is everything you refuse to admit about yourself. It is not just evil. It is also vitality. The shadow contains your rage, yes, but it also contains your primal drive, your creativity, and your ability to say no. When we repress the shadow, we throw the baby out with the bathwater. We repress our aggression, so we lose our drive to compete. We repress our sexuality, so we lose our passion. We become sterile and predictable. Jung observed that people who are too good are often incredibly boring because they have cut themselves off from the source of their own energy. Even worse, when you deny your shadow, you begin to project it onto others. This is a psychological defense mechanism called projection. If you are repressing your own greed, you will suddenly see greed everywhere in other people. If you are repressing your own hatred, you will believe everyone is hateful. The things that irritate us most about others can often lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The moral outrage you feel toward a villain is often just your own shadow talking to you, recognizing a trait you share but refuse to acknowledge. The goal of Jungian psychology is not to defeat the shadow, but to integrate it. This is called shadow work. It means acknowledging that you are not a harmless rabbit. You are a human being with the blood of killers and conquerors running through your veins. You are capable of cruelty. Acknowledging this does not turn you into a psychopath. It turns you into an adult. It gives you self-respect. When you know you could bite, you don't need to bark. A man who has integrated his shadow is calm, not because he is afraid of conflict, but because he knows he can handle it. He has a sword, but he keeps it sheathed. This is the definition of meekness in the original biblical sense. those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed. Integration allows you to use the energy of the shadow constructively. You can use your aggression to attack a problem at work. You can use your competitiveness to build a business. You can use your disagreement to protect your family. You stop being a victim of your impulses and become the master of them. The Motivationairy takeaway is that you must give up the goal of being perfect and adopt the goal of being whole. A perfect person is a brittle porcelain statue that shatters under pressure. A whole person is a tree with roots that reach down into hell so that its branches can reach up to heaven. Jung wrote, "I'd rather be whole than good." He meant that a sanitized life is a false life. If you want to be truly reliable, truly strong, and truly good, you must visit the basement. You must look at the monster in the mirror and nod your head. Only when you respect your own dangerous potential can you be trusted to do good. Be dangerous, and then learn to control it.